When marriages go bad, I think the number one thing that most people think is, oh my God, there was betrayal. But way before betrayal or infidelity or cheating or whatever you want to call it is a global thing called communication. And let's face it, communication is the single biggest culprit to divorce, to breakups, to all kinds of marriage problems. And so most therapists, if you were to ask them, what's the number one threat to marriage? They would not say infidelity. They would not say cheating. They would not say betrayal. They may say several other things, and those things I'm going to give you today. I'm going to give you a sample of, I believe there's 6 of them. And what this sample is going to be is things that threaten or can harm a marriage enough to actually push it over the edge, push it into the arms of another lover, push it into resentment, lockdown, withdrawal, where the marriage is miserable. These things all have to do with communication. And if I identify these and you see you and or your partner in any of these scenarios, I really encourage you to sit down, watch the video together, and then just to address the topic. Take it apart, talk about it, discuss it in a loving way, so that rather than being adversaries or being on each other's worst list or enemies or working against each other, you can actually come at it with 2 people focused on the problem that you're having. And rather than pushing blame or saying this is mostly you or this comes from your family, you can say, how can we fix this together? So are you ready? Here's the 6. The first one is past relationship, family hurts, shames, or unresolved anger. When you take any of your past hurts, pains, resentment, whether it's from a relationship in the past or when you've been married a long time and you never addressed the thing that hurt you or made you angry, you just kept sweeping it away, believe me, those things not talked about are not resolved. They're still unresolved. A lot of my couples come in and say, oh, well, we don't really have any trouble talking about stuff. And so I'll bring up a topic. Oh my God, it has never been dealt with. And because they didn't deal with it, they told themselves it wasn't an issue. An issue is something that when someone triggers it, or you watch a movie and it triggers it, or you hear another conversation and it triggers it, it makes something in you just like boil, like you need to talk about it, or you get mad at your partner because you're projecting whatever it is you're feeling onto them. That means it's unresolved. And honestly, we all carry some baggage of resentment and I think shame from our childhood into our marriage. And that's not fair either. I mean, you really have to address it. Or better yet, before you get married, tell your partner, you know, this used to really upset me. This made me feel ashamed of myself, whatever it is. So your partner can kind of help you heal it. They can give you that space. They can talk to you, validate it, and then you can work on it. Number 2, marriage isn't perfect and neither are you. When you have the idea that marriage is perfection, it's what you see on social media. We take a picture, we're so happy together, we're happy forever. No, no, and no. Marriage is messy. And the fact that it's messy is because it's 2 people, 2 imperfect, messy people, co-creating a relationship they both love being part of. Whenever you're creating something, there's a mess, whether it's in the kitchen or you're out in the workshop or wherever you are. Where the creation is going on, things are going to be messy. You have to learn to accept that messiness, work within it with your partner, and not expect perfection. Your partner isn't perfect, and you shouldn't blame them for things that are going on inside you, whether it's stress or passive aggressiveness at work or whatever you're dealing with. You need to deal with it and not put it on your partner. Number 3, the practice of kindness is hard. Listen, when you sign up to get married, you're basically telling that other person, I'm promising to cherish you, to honor you, to love you every day. That has nothing to do with how you feel. So if you get up in a bad mood, that does not give you a license to be cruel to your partner. In fact, most of the therapists who are doing long-term therapy, these are couples that have been married over 25 years, when kindness can wear thin, they are of the thinking that kindness, more than anything else, is what helps couples survive and be happy in marriage. No matter what else kind of person you marry, make sure you marry someone who can be kind. And the maturity, the emotional maturity of the couple is many times going to help determine that kindness. Because let's face it, when you're in a bad mood, it means your partner has to make a choice to love you, and they're going to have to make a choice to extend the first olive branch. I was thinking, would you like me to bring you home a cup of coffee? That might make you feel better. You love macchiatos or cappuccinos or whatever you like. Can I bring you home one? That's extending an olive branch. That's being kind. And just giving your partner space so that on crabby days, they know you're there. I'm here for you. I know I probably can't help, but if I can, let me know what it is. Little things like that mean a lot, but mostly I want you to remember that kindness, being kind every day, is more important than having sex every day. Number 4, we prioritize our children's important over our partner. I know so many couples who say things like, well, if it came down to my partner or my kids, I would choose my kids. No. You choose your partner, and the reason is because your partner helped you make those children. And those children have to know that they are not the top of the line in your family. Your partner is. In other words, you prioritize keeping that relationship. You prioritize date nights. You prioritize still looking nice for your partner. You prioritize thinking about how something you do will make them feel. When you order your family like that, the priority is your couple, your marriage first, then the children. The children grow up with a sense of wellness. They grow up with a security. They grow up feeling like their mom and dad love each other and value each other. And that makes it more likely that they will know how to respect and love others. And not only that, when they're dating, they're going to make better choices in regards to who they date and who they partner with. Next, competing with your partner instead of working with them. When you are part of a marriage, you are part of a team. This is your best friend. This doesn't mean that you're trying to win the medal for best parent or favorite daughter or son-in-law or anything else favorite. In other words, you would never throw your partner under the bus so you could look good. When you're out in public or anywhere, you talk well of your partner, even if there's no chance they will ever hear you. What undermines a marriage, and whether you know it or not, when you talk bad about your partner, somehow that vibe is in you and your partner can feel that. Those friends or those people that heard it may never tell your partner, but your partner will know. It sets a precedence in the marriage. Part of your self-respect and your respect of your partner, and I would go so far to say your love for your partner, is built on what you say about your partner when they're not there. So always talk respectful of them, always talk kind of them, and always try to make them look like the reason the marriage is going so well. They should never be linked with being another person you have to take care of. If that's going on in your relationship and you're resentful about that, you need to talk about that. Therapy would help too, because it will help even out that load of emotional and physical work in the marriage that may not be happening. And lastly, in marriage, you actually commit to being present. You vow to it to be present, attentive, and faithful. And when you commit to something, that means your actions align with your words. That's how we know you're credible. It's how your partner knows you're of high character. If you don't have integrity or you lack integrity, you lack the respect of your partner. The only way to build that is to have your words match your actions. And that means when you go to work, everybody around you knows you're married. They know you honor your partner, you respect them, you choose them. You don't blur lines with a work partner or say, you're my work husband or my work wife. That line is not blurry. You don't even draw that conclusion. Your partner, period, your wife or husband, period, is the one you're married to, the one you sleep with, and the one you co-create this marriage with. Now, you might listen to these and go, how are these communication? These are all under the umbrella of communication. And when these go bad, then people start looking, they get desperate. So they start trying to build themselves up. They start trying to feel more confident in their masculinity or femininity. That's when they start getting an emotional partner or a physical partner. This is where infidelity comes in. But it doesn't start there. It starts here. If this video is helpful to you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.